in de Premier Formula League. En Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind we see all crashes. Oh, there's a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind we see all crashes. Oh, there's a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind we see all crashes. Oh, there's a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind we see all crashes. Oh, there's a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind we see all crashes. there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes, all. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes, all. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes, all. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes, all. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside, and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside, and he gets tangled. Behind, we see all crashes. Oh, there is a massive crash. What has happened here? Oh, as Lucas spins. Five red lights on here in the Premier Formula League. And Alex spins round. He wins back to back. Tries it here around the outside.
Well, that was rather irritating, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Premier Formula Racing League. We're here at the penultimate round of the season. I'm joined by White Python.
How are we doing, everyone? Well, it's going to be a good race today. I mean, the sun's out qualifying. I mean, you know, we that's pretty much got the championship all summed up, but you know, we've still got a couple of places to be made up.
Yes, indeed. I mistakenly thought that Luka Jovic had won the championship last time out. However, he has not. If we just look at that for now, the standings as they stand, Aston Martin pretty much have the Constructors' Championship wrapped up, but Luka, he's technically not safe from Luke Wolstow. 145 points for Luka. Luke Wolstow has 97, which means if Luka does not score for this round and the next, which is the finale, and Luke wins both of them, then technically Luke will become the champion by 2 points. But realistically, that's going to be quite difficult for Luke to pull off, because all Luka has to do is finish 8th today, and if he does that, then he is champion, without a doubt.
So the championship is not summed up.
Sorry, what was that?
So the championship isn't summed up, so he only has to finish 8th to actually win. Oh, okay.
So he
hope all goes well then for him in qualifying.
And considering that we only have 14 drivers here today, even if he spins on the first lap, he doesn't have that much ground to make up.
I mean, it's going to be a long race today. I mean, Spa, one of the longest tracks on the calendar. I mean, I don't know if it is actually the longest track on the calendar.
It is the longest.
It is the longest. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's, there's a lot of tight angles, some corners you have to get right before, you have to position your car quite well on this track. Otherwise, you do lose time quite quickly. So, good luck to everyone.
Yeah. So, our first driver out on a flying lap is Alex in the Red Bull number 7. His teammate for this weekend is Airlord. Oh, we've had a spin already. There's a McLaren who's gone round at Radion. At Sapphire.
I think he's lost a tyre. He's lost a tyre there, I think.
Nope, he's just...
No?
I think
is there a tyre behind him?
I think he might have actually had a quali ban, so he's had to sit on the track and allow the game to disqualify him. Oh! Hang on! Luka Jovic is out!
Luka? Yeah, I thought I saw a tyre just behind Sapphire. I don't know if Sapphire maybe got in the way of Luka. Maybe that's why he's had to pull over. But we'll have to find out there.
Yeah, I didn't catch it on the replay myself, so let's see who the first man on a flying lap here is. It's Alex, we were watching. He's just exited Pouhon and now into... the name of this section always escapes me. I do know the next section, though. That's Stavrolo. He's about to cross the Sector 2 split in 1:14.830.
Oh, there's a crash!
Oh, Zakuro has crashed!
It's the Haas!
That's
he
Blanchimont.
spun! I think it was a spin.
We're passing the area right now, and yeah, it's all gone wrong for Zakuro. We have lost 3 cars from this qualifying session already, and no one's even set a lap time yet.
I mean, it's going to be... It does shake up. I mean, as we see now, Alex with the first lap across it with 1:43. But that does throw a spanner in the works, though. It does throw a spanner in the works with Luka being out.
Yeah, so with Luka now unable to set a lap time and more than likely going to start the race in P13, I reckon our favourite for pole is between Alex and Plum here, who is going at a rate of knots. I didn't catch his Sector 1 time, but he's doing quite nicely through Sector 2 right now. We'll have to catch his Sector 2 split in just a couple of moments.
I think Biscuit does need to improve 3 seconds off the pace in McLaren.
And Plum is down as well. So Biscuit is not usually the fastest driver about, so 1:46.4. Pretty run-of-the-mill for him.
He just needs to pick it up, though. If he wants to compete with the best, I think he has to pick it up, though. 3 seconds off the pace. I think the McLaren. I don't know if it might be car or it might be driver. I'm not sure.
Well, it's equal cars as we watch former commentator Eddie 1 do a 30.1, was that? Through Sector 1, driving the Ferrari, teammate to Plum. He's not expecting to be particularly fast today, as he's a bit out of practice. But we shall see what he can do as he exits No Name and passes a McLaren on the right. Through Pouhon quite nicely.
Anyone, there's yellow flags.
Yellow flags, it's just the cars getting out of the way. So no one's crashed. They're just slowing down.
I thought on Sector 1 there, it was just turns out the Red Bull slowing down.
Yeah. And yellow flags are automatically waved if a car is on low fuel. I didn't put Eddie's Sector 2 time there. So we'll have to see what his final lap time is. The benchmark is Alex's 1:43.1. What can Eddie do as he enters the bus stop? Very nicely does. Foot to the floor. And
opens the DRS.
43.7, so not a bad lap for Eddie.
Not bad at all. That does place both the Ferraris now on podium positions. The Ferrari right behind you, the classic red. It's not something you want in your mirrors.
Yep. So the two red cars behind the car that is metaphorically red. The Red Bull and the Ferraris. Taking up the podium positions. Meanwhile, Allord on his out lap. Shankstar has just started his lap in the one remaining Haas.
I don't know if... I'm not sure if Coke picked up a bit of damage. He came out for an outlap and had to pit again. So I don't know if he'd actually messed up.
It's possible. It could have been damage. He could have spun. He could have invalidated and not had enough fuel for another run.
Could be anything.
Yep. He's on another outlap now, though. Ben Dixon's just come into the pits after invalidating. Shankstar 30.8 through Sector 1. And he comes into Bruxelles. Nicely does it through No Name. Oh, there's been a yellow flag. I think that is Eddie just making way for Allord. Through Pujon now.
I think Eddie's got a bit of front... No, he doesn't. Oh, I don't know if he has a bit of front wing damage. Eddie does. He's lost the front wing completely there.
Oh. Yeah, something's happened with Eddie. He's on his in-lap though, so it's not going to hurt him too much.
No. Quite interesting to see what happened there, though.
Meanwhile, Shankstar through Blanchimont, heading towards the finishing line to set his own flying lap here. We've got more yellow flags. It's just I think it's an Aston Martin on low fuel. Shankstar not going to get a particularly competitive lap time in, and he's the slowest so far. 146.6.
Is that usual for Shankstar?
He tends to be a bit faster than that.
So is the McLaren and Haas battle still on, then, really, for this?
Oh, potentially. I'd have to look at the standings again. I didn't pay attention to the lower echelons of the driver standings, but we'll bring them back up. And yes, Haas, 33 points. They're technically fighting with AlphaTauri. However, there are no AlphaTauris today, so if one of the Haases is to score, then they win that battle. But McLaren is way ahead of Haas, so there's no real battle there.
There's no real battle there. So
yes.
So he's been more consistent then.
Well, it's more of that McLaren has had two other drivers who were much faster. Ofek and Nitsun Ohana were much faster than Biscuit and Sapphire.
So what? Oh, wide there, Biscuit. Massively gone wide. As he comes to start his lap again.
He's not invalidated, though.
Cheeky.
Allord, meanwhile, 159 through Sector 2, across the line in a 144.6. That puts him P7 for now. Coke is invalidated, and Ben Dixon on an outlap. So I think when Ben Dixon starts his outlap, we'll see how you can do at commentating the laps here.
Well, it'll be fun. We'll definitely have a give it a go. I mean, as I've said previously, I've normally done football. I've normally done the World Cup and Pro Leagues. But F1, I mean, it's something that I'm interested in, and I want to get more work done in this field.
Oh, new fastest lap from Alex into the 142s now. That's a good...
It's nearly second off the pace there.
0.76, three quarters of a second faster than Plum. Meanwhile, though, Ben Dixon about to start his lap, so we'll see how you can do.
Ben Dixon.
The Alfa Romeo.
Here we go, the Alfa Romeo. I mean, the DRS does help on this track. I mean, as said, it's a long track. You know, I'm not sure how long it is, but what it is there's a lot of dodgy corners where you have to get it right. You have to have a consistent. It's long. It can sometimes catch you off guard, some of these corners. You know, with now as we hit the speed trap. Beautiful. Gets up to 207 miles an hour there as he comes into no.
Nope, that's Lecombe. Oh, gets a snap of oversteer.
Oh!
This is Bruxelles. I would recommend looking up some track maps so you know the names of the corners, or at least which numbers they are.
Well,
It can really
down
help.
to 12.
And this is Pouhon. And then up this one is, I want to say Malmedy, but I don't think that's right.
Isn't it Campas?
Oh, Campus. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, see, I do know some.
Which one's Malmedy then? I don't remember. Oh, he's gone wide, but he has not invalidated. Normally that would have been an invalidation, so I'm wondering if maybe the track limits have been accidentally...
FIA, get him on it.
We'll see. Wetting the whistle.
Plom, though, going out for another lap as he starts.
And Ben Dixon sets a 1:44.4, puts himself P7 ahead of Allord. And there's Plom on his flying lap. Down the Kebble Straight, DRS wide open. 1:43.2. He managed to improve his last time a bit, but he's down by almost 0.3 of a second. He doesn't have enough energy. He's going to have to come in. He simply doesn't have enough energy to push on this lap.
No, I don't think he has enough corners, because some tracks you can get away with it. You know, like Monaco, you can get away with even going on a 20% on some of these tracks, but on this one, it's quite hard. I mean, it's a long track. I mean, it can be quite draining on qualifying. It can be really draining on qualifying because, usually you're nearly hitting, 140, but I mean, I'm glad it's not wet because you're normally hitting 2 minutes on that.
1:58 if you're lucky. As Tainsy has just put it P6 with a 1:43.909, 2 thousandths slower than Gandalf, who's currently in the pit lane driving for Alpine, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, the other Alpine has just started his flying lap here. I don't think he's got a lot of time left. You've got more yellow flags as Allord is getting out of the way, I think. 3 minutes left in the session. It's not a lot of time given the length of the lap around here. Oh, I thought there was a car spun.
I mean, do we know what the weather's going to be like for the race?
No, unfortunately. That's something that we don't get information for unless one of the drivers is kind enough to tell us. And we have not had anyone telling us the weather for today, so it could be wet, for all we know.
I mean, this place. I mean, it holds 70,000 fans. A lot of people come down to Spa to hold, to watch these cars go around. So, but when this track is wet, it shakes it up because there's a lot of tracks where you can go quite fast, and then, from the change from dry to wet, it can be a big thing to deal with at Spa. It's a tricky track.
That it is. It's one of the crown jewels of the Formula 1 calendar. Not as long as it used to be. It used to be something like 14 kilometers long way back in the day. Now it's only about 10 or something. I don't remember the exact length, as we have 2 minutes of the session left, which means everyone is more or less going to be on their final laps here. Coke coming through the chicane to finally get a lap time on the board. He has not invalidated. And he goes P8.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
1:44.5. That pushes Shankstar down to 1:45.9. He's currently 11th. We've got Ben Dixon coming out of the pits. It's going to be a tight squeeze for Ben Dixon to get a lap time in, I think. Meanwhile, though, Eddie is the first to start his final lap here. Coming through La Source now. And on the run down towards the most famous section of this course, Eau Rouge and Radion. This one is Eau Rouge. This one is Radion. They are not interchangeable. DRS wide open down the Kemmel Straight now. And what is his Sector 1 time going to be? Is it an improvement? It is by just over 1.5 tenths.
Oh, the Alpine's gone of Coke.
Coke.
Oh, what has happened there?
Which means the best.
Bruxelles.
Yeah. The best that Coke can do now. Oh, and it's almost a save for Eddie as well.
Oh, is it?
Eddie manages to keep it going as we've had someone else joining.
Oh, and that is going to be difficult because...
Oh, and Tainsy's out too! Tainsy has crashed out of Radion.
Oh! I mean, where Coke is, that is going to be quite hard. That might actually... I don't know, that will cost a few minutes because where he's placed... Oh, the car's gone. That's okay.
And Alex has just an even faster lap time, 1:42.5. Ben Dixon has not managed to set a lap time, nor has Shankstar, so they will not do much better than their current positions.
The thing is, though, with Tainsy, right, when Alex pushing for P1, you know, at P1, Tainsy, where he's positioned in the standings, he does need to get points because he hasn't really secured P4 in the standings. You know, Alex can still push up the border here. You know, he just needs Tainsy to not lose.
You see, there isn't Luke Wolster around today that I can see. So either he's going to join for the race, or he's unable to join, which means that despite the fact that we hyped up the potential of Luca only having to finish P8, all he only has to do is actually finish.
Yeah, basically. I mean, Tainsy, he might have bottled it here.
Let me just check the standings again, because where is Tainsy in all of this?
He's
94.
third.
That he can't do it. I mean, maybe if he got fastest lap, but it's gonna be very, very difficult.
But that battle for seconds, you know, Luke can still lose it. You know, Wolstow can still lose that second place, and Tainsy, I think he had an opportunity to start further up than Luke if Luke joins in the race.
Well, qualifying has come to an end. Bit of an anticlimax. Oh, Plum loses it before he can set a better lap time. 1:43.2 is the best he can do, which means Alex will take pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix.
That's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting to see what Luca can do from P13, because as it stands, unless Luke Wolstow joins the race, this is essentially Luca winning the championship right here.
Am I wrong? Has Monzoliti not set a lap? Did he join late?
Monzoliti, he joined late. So
he joined late, so he didn't really get a chance. I mean, he might have got locked in his trailer or something for him to join the qualifications, but a bit late there. Well, what do you think of the qualifying so far then?
Pretty one of the mill, if I'm honest.
No surprises?
Well, there's been a couple. I didn't expect Luca to go out. He had a couple of crashes.
I don't even know what happened to Luca.
I've just seen in the chat for the stream, Lucas said I was shot dead by the RCMP, which is why he didn't take part. Oh, we might. That's not supposed to be there. We've got AI drivers showing up. Hopefully that they don't actually show up. Oh,
I mean, I could definitely see Latifi setting a fast lap. To be fair,
we might have issues here. The time remaining
Monzoliti, time remaining has gone out.
Time remaining is stuck on a second. Something has gone wrong with the lobby.
Should we give Monzoliti this lap?
I mean, the game's giving it to him.
I mean, yeah, it's...
Oh, there we go. I think he was the linchpin
I think Toto Wolff may have tried to pay the FIA there.
Mercedes assistance.
We love a bit of Mercedes.
So Alex has pole position ahead of Plum. Wagdy takes P3 ahead of Eddie, who was not able to improve on his initial time. But still, for someone who hasn't taken part in racing on this game for a little while, P4 on his comeback is not bad.
I mean, it's quite hard to adjust on this on F1 because you have 2 weeks off and then you lose your track time by quite a lot. For Eddie to come in and to get what was it P4?
Yeah, 143.7.
It's a good base. Eddie can either push on from here, but I don't expect him to win the race. So I expect him to I think his main objective should be to hold the race. Hold his position throughout the thing. Try and not make any silly mistakes. Be consistent. I think is Eddie's objective for this race. Oh, and this rain!
Oh, there is rain indeed.
Oh, here we
this
go.
Is going to spice things up.
This is huge. I absolutely love the rain. It just adds other elements. I mean, it's going to be much harder now to overtake. No DRS.
Well, we don't have a formation lap here, so we will go straight into the racing.
So cold tyres. Is it cold tyres or do you start with warm? I'm not too sure.
I don't know. It's been ages since I checked.
I think you start on cold tyres.
Anyway, there are now just 15 seconds until the race will begin. Everyone doing some last minute changes to their cars, to the setups. And now it's just silence.
What would you be doing here? Would you be adjusting your setups? Would you keep it basic?
Well, we've got 5 red lights coming on for Premier Formula Racing League. It's lights out and away we go for this penultimate round, and it looks like we've got a pretty good start from Gandalf, who is already up into P2. There's contact behind, losing out both of the Ferraris. There's Monzolotti gone very wide on the background.
Biscuit's still there.
Biscuit, I think that came together with Monzolotti. Potentially, Wagdy still P3. Eddie has taken back
Lord.
P3. I'm not sure
There
what's
was
going
a
on.
lot to cover there. A lot to cover.
Indeed, there is. I'm getting a little bit distracted. I'm not used to having 2 people trying to take the lead here. So let's everyone on inters, meaning it's damp track, wet track, but not standing water. It looks like there was a Ferrari going side by side with someone, or was it an accident? Don't catch which one it was. Luca already up to P10, and his teammate Tainsy has not had any position changes. He is exactly where he started. Shankstar loses another position to Alort, who is down 3 positions himself. Mega start from Sapphire as well, who's up 6 positions. Hello? Python, you there?
Yeah. No, sorry. I was waiting for you to give us a rundown. I mean, as we start now, as we come into lap 2, as we just finished. Oh, what happened? Oh, down the inside.
Down the inside.
Ben Dixon loses it about the back.
And it looks like he's actually going to lose out of position there.
Yeah, Tainsy there. And Tainsy. Oh. Is that Eddie down the inside of both? Trying to attempt it. Does not get it.
Eddie is already ahead of them. That's Tainsy and Ben Dixon trying to get past Eddie. However, with no DRS, it means that overtaking here is going to be quite difficult, though Tainsy...
It's just about the exit, isn't it, really?
Got Eau Rouge almost perfectly there. I thought he was going to start spinning, pull Lando Norris, but fortunately he did not. Currently still P5 for Tainsy. He's up 1 position, just behind Eddie, who is 2
Luka
seconds
Jovic
adrift.
managed to make a position change there from Sapa. Just manages to catch him out as manages to go a bit wide there. But Kuro.
Yeah.
Oh, Kuro's off. Managed to keep it though. He went wide. Coming in 12.
Touched the wall maybe a little bit. Oh, Luka getting a snap. Oh, and there's been a Plum who's potentially had a slide, a drift. He doesn't look like he's got any damage to me, so he's just lost the car. And he's now down 7 positions to P9.
That is horrible from Plum. Now he's got a lot of work to make up. A lot of work. It's going to be difficult.
Oh, there's a spin ahead. Ben Dixon going off at Stavolo. He manages to keep it out of the wall.
And he nearly took out the McLaren there from reversing. As now Biscuit overtakes him, and now Ben Dixon. I mean, what would you do here? I mean, would you be going? You'd be going obviously a 1-stop here. But would you box now? Would you try and get out of the way so you can make the time? What would be the plan?
It depends on what the weather's like, really. If the weather's going to dry up towards the end of the race, then you'll probably want to stay on these tyres as long as you can, and then switch to the dries later on.
I wish someone told us about the weather. I think that could make that's a key detail, because I mean, if we're going to see a change, anything can happen now. Anything can happen. You know, with the change of the weather. You know, people box at different times, then they make mistakes because they're trying to rush too quickly. You know, but Alex now leading. He's comfortable leading, and with Gandalf now just behind. I don't think Gandalf really will be trying to pressure anything so fast. He's got time to make some time up and overtaking at different points, but Wedgie
at the end of the Kimmel Straight, he was within 0.5 of a second of Alex, but he's lost some time through the Busau and No Name corners.
He
and
does
now
seem
he's a
to lose
second
time.
down.
Oh.
So he's had a horrible lap here. He was keeping pace with Alex, and he's just lost it.
I know, and Wadji's now caught up behind in the Alfa Romeo.
Wadji's actually put in a purple second sector. So Wadji absolutely flying.
Yellow flag.
I do see what's going on there. I think...
I'm not sure if it was the Haas there, or the Alpine.
Well, it doesn't look like there's been much of anything. It's been cleared up very quickly, whatever it was going on. Oh, meanwhile, Luka going on the inside of Zikuro. Nicely done. Luka trying to get back onto the podium here, or maybe even try and take the race victory from what was P13. Very nicely done up the inside. And now...
And Alex just got fastest lap again. This man is knocking fastest laps out now. As the tyres warm, Luka, I can see Luka pulling this back. Oh, 3-second time penalty for Plum.
Plum, he's got things a bit wrong. He's our first penalty of the day. And it's only the penalties we can see. We can't see any of the track warnings. Oh, Luka, he's getting snapped of oversteer every so often.
Oh, and Ben Dixon makes a move on the Mercedes there. Mercedes didn't even fight that. Where does Ben Dixon rank? Where does he rank? Is he a quality driver?
Oh, he's pretty quick. He would have won the Monza round had he not got a penalty after the race.
Oh, what happened there?
I don't quite remember what the reason for the penalty was, but it was a very chaotic race.
Oh, I mean, Monza, difficult. We love a bit of Monza. The tight turns.
Oh, Coke has retired from the session. We might get a safety car here. And we do get a safety car. Coke lost it on the exit of Puhong. We get a full safety car. This could shake things up a little bit. It's going to neutralise the race for a little bit. Wagji was catching Gandalf. Could have put this Alfa Romeo into P2. Tainsy was being caught by his teammate Luca as well.
I don't think Alex will be happy with the safety car. I mean, he had a 2-second lead at nearly coming up 2-second lead at one point. You know, he was starting to build a gap, and then all of a sudden it's all falling away. And now that top position's in contention. You know, but everyone can now recharge their ERS and relax, make plans.
So we have some new information as to why Luca was not taking part in qualifying. So it turns out the reason he's getting these snaps of oversteer is because he hasn't been able to change his setup. And the reason he wasn't able to change his setup is because he didn't take part in qualifying, but he got kicked from qualifying.
Oh
so,
no!
Yeah, he didn't take take part because I'm getting all my words mixed up. Give me a second. He didn't take part. Yeah, it wasn't of his own volition. It wasn't his choice.
It's one of them things that happens and it cannot be helped.
Yeah, it's one of those F122 things, and hopefully they go away with F123.
But then now, this safety car, this puts him in a good position. Luca, this puts Luca in a very good position here now, because of the safety car. You know, he's gained a few positions now from 13th. Now he's in 6th. Now he can look up, and look at Tainsy. I mean, teammates, do you think Tainsy will let him through? I don't know.
Well, I think Tainsy is basically out of contention for the championship as it is, so... But it's racing, so I reckon Tainsy would still try and put up a fight.
That would be good.
On the pit stop front, we've had 3 cars make a pit stop for fresh intermediate tyres. Biscuit, Bendixson and Allord have all stopped for new inters. So
Does that tell us that the rain will be staying? The fact they've gone for the pit?
It's possible, or it could just be that they want the fresher inters to get just a bit more grip for now. It doesn't hurt them under the safety car. They might lose a position or two, but most of them were at the back anyway, so it wouldn't have hurt them any in the long run.
I mean, with 15 cars, it still is the top 10 that gets points, isn't it?
Yeah, only the top 10, even with 15 cars. And I imagine racing will get back underway for lap 7. Just gotta wait for the safety car to do this one final tour. Penalties, only Plum with 3 seconds. Position changes, Gandalf up 3. Still trying to make his way past the Red Bull. Wagdy and Eddie back where they started.
Gandalf has a chance to send it here under this red flag. He does have a chance, but he has to check Waggy just behind. Because Waggy, he's like a silent assassin. We haven't really been saying much of him, but he has just been pipping closer and closer to Gandalf. I think it'll be interesting if Luca gets up close to Waggy. Let's see what Waggy will do if Luca can make up some places here.
Yeah, he's got that invisible tow rope on the Alpine, towing him along, and gradually pulling himself closer and closer with his invisible winch. But one to keep an eye on is Luca, currently P6, and looking to take an unprecedented victory here if he can. As it stands, he's basically champion, as Luke Wolstow not taking part means that Luca is more or less the champion, but with his teammate ahead of him, that might keep Tainsy in contention for a little bit longer. But
imagine if Tainsy brake checked him now.
What
that would cause. What that would cause.
He wouldn't do that.
For the movement, Tainsy, for the movement.
Yeah, as it stands, as Luca is P6, as we got the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. With Luca being P6, he is essentially the champion. But if he finishes P9, I don't know.
It's hard to work out. It is very hard to work out. You know, but Alex, I mean, how many races has Alex won this season? 2?
I don't remember. But we will be watching Alex for a little bit longer, as racing will be getting back underway any moment now. I do think we're going to have a completely wet race here. We probably would have seen some kind of change by now. But Alex, slowly through the bus stop, he's going to go late, and he's going to get potentially caught by Gandalf. No, he's going for it now. So he's waiting, and Wagty, oh no, Wagty gets it all wrong. Wagty onto the grass, and he's now down into P7 behind Zakuro. Gandalf trying to get up the inside of Alex at La Source. It's going all wrong for Wagty, who's down another place. It's side by side. Retains it. Oh, that's Gandalf going off at Redion. He gets a 3-second time penalty for that. Both of the Aston Martins making their way past Eddie. No, Eddie has managed to take the position back. Zakuro is now ahead of Luca. This is going mental. Oh no! Oh no! Zakuro has just taken Luca out of the race.
I think that's another safety car, isn't it?
No, Luca is still going. I got a bit
Luca
overconfident. That's not the right word, but he's lost.
Confused.
More confused than I already am. But he's lost the front wing end plate, so Luca has front wing damage, which is going to hurt his race pace.
This could be huge. This could be huge. Tainsy managing to get above Eddie. Eddie, you know, as we said, Eddie hasn't raced for a long time here, you know, and for him to manage to keep P4 but lose P3 to a different player, you know, Eddie had the chance there.
Eddie, 5/10 behind Tainty, and actually closing a little bit. He's got a bit of a slipstream, maybe using a bit of his energy to catch. Now within 0.4 of a second. Is he going to make a dive bomb out the chicane? No, he's not. But
Luca
he is
also
closer.
just lost the position to a Lord.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Mazzolati goes round on the AstroTurf, heading into the chicane. Luca into the pits for a new front wing, and this has destroyed his race. Oh, that's really not what you want to happen.
This is so chaotic after the safety car. You know, Luca having to pit. I mean, what we said before. You know, I was joking about Tainsy, but it pretty much I pretty much spoke it into reality for you know, Luca now to restart. I mean, he has got the pit now stop out the way, so he can stay on these tyres to the end of the race.
Oh, there's been a mistake for Zakuro. It's still raining, but Zakuro has put medium compound tyres on.
He hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has as well. Oh no, that's terrible.
Now
that is terrible.
This could be a bug. It has happened before. It could just be that he is on inters, but it's for some reason showing mediums. But given that he's losing 0.2 of a second down the straight, I'm pretty sure he's on the wrong tyres here.
I mean, that's just insane. I'm not sure. He managed to keep that clean.
I think he was either being a bit too ambitious, or he fat-fingered something and he chose the wrong tyres.
I mean, this has definitely happened to me before. I cannot lie. There has been a few times where you're too occupied in what's happening around you that you forget about, you know, checking, because you've always got to double check on this game. I mean, EA, yes, we love the game, but there are some few things that do mess up your racing now and again, and that was one of them things, and Kuro is a new victim to it.
Ben Dixon sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, 1:53.319. That's those slightly newer Inter tyres working wonders for him there to get himself the extra point for now, but don't expect that point to stay with Ben Dixon. I would imagine as fuel loads get lighter, it's going to be tumbling a little bit. I was watching Sapphire as Wagdy becomes the latest driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Gandalf has one as well.
Whoa, as we look at Wagdy now trying to go down the outside of the Alpine of Shankster, manages to go down the outside. He goes for a switchback, does not put it off Shankster, and Wagdy moves up a position, does that very cleanly, very cleanly. It's so, he's like an assassin. As I said, you wouldn't notice it unless I have said something, because he pulls them out like a knife through butter. Beautiful from Wagdy in the Alpha.
Nicely done from the Alfa Romeo driver, who's clawing his way back up the field after he got the restart all wrong. Biscuit also on the tail end of Shankstar, looking to get himself into the points and secure a P10 and 1 point. But there's still a long way of this race to go. We are just before halfway here.
Did I just see Ben Dixon overtake Plum there?
I think you did. Plum now behind Ben Dixon. It's these newer tyres, I tell you, it has to be.
And now, this is going to be exciting. Eddie versus Ben Dixon. This is going to be exciting, because Eddie, as we say, haven't raced for long. Ben Dixon, he's getting in a rhythm. He's got 12 laps to go. He's already boxed. So everything's going his way so far. And Alex still yet to box as well. Remember that. And look how close they are behind. He's still yet to box.
Zakuro is still going for it on the medium tyres as Sapphire picks up a 3-second time penalty. Zakuro now 20 seconds behind the next driver. Oh, Luca has just put in the fastest up the race now.
Luca. I mean, what's gone wrong? What's gone wrong to Luca? I mean, he's now 15 seconds.
Well, I can tell you what went wrong. Zakuro got the Cum chicane a bit wrong and ended up pushing Luca into the wall, so he lost a bit of a.
Do you think there'll be a penalty there for Zakuro?
Possibly. It's possible. Meanwhile, Ben Dixon, picks up a 3-second time penalty. Is that his second one? No, it's his first. Catching Eddie, who is doing rather well, still holding on to P4, but might lose the position to the Alfa Romeo, who is just absolutely flying here. Slightly slower than his previous lap.
Beautiful, though. Beautiful racing from the boys.
We'll have to see what Ben Dixon can do. Is he going to go for it up the inside of the chicane? No, he's a bit too far back, but still managing to keep pace with Eddie here.
Meanwhile, Alex has a very nice gap in front. 3.7 seconds to Gandalf behind.
Oh, Eddie!
And Ben Dixon going up the outside. It's not working out just yet. He's going to have to
Eddie
wait.
Is sweating buckets, he is. I bet he's sweating buckets in that Ferrari. Because Ben Dixon, he hasn't even left. I don't think he's even touched the brakes. He's just up the backside.
Well, I think Ben Dixon's going to go for the move here. He is dumping his energy. But I think Eddie has responded with his own.
Good defending from Eddie.
Yeah, the move is not yet due.
It's
Tainsy looking wobbly though.
Ooh, Tainsy ahead, losing out. Oh, that might be Ben Dixon going up the inside of Broussel. He's going for it. Going through Broussel up the inside. That is one hell of a move. Takes P4 from Eddie.
But he still has got that time penalty though.
Yes.
He still has, Eddie's still in that race. He just needs to keep up with him. But he's dropping back. Half a second already.
So if Ben Dixon can put a 3-second gap between him and Eddie, or at least whoever the car behind him is, at the end of the race, then he will be able to keep his current position. But he's got a
Can
lot
I-
of work to do.
I do apologise, but can I just iterate something here?
Go ahead.
Alex hasn't boxed.
Well, he probably doesn't need to. No one.
Alex hasn't boxed.
Alex hasn't, nor has Gandalf,
Nor has Tainsy.
Plum,
But do you
Eddie,
think?
Sapphire.
Do you think they're going to last for 22 laps? Like, you know, because Ben Dixon, he's 4 laps fresher, right?
Well-
So that means he has got the extra margin to have the extra grip, and Tainsy ain't that far ahead. Gandalf ain't that far ahead either. Will those 4 laps make a difference?
Those tyres probably will eventually become unusable. They aren't going to last the whole race, unlike the real life Inter tyres. Technically, you don't need to make a pit stop, but
Yeah.
it's not like the dry tyres where you have to use at least 2 different compounds. Meanwhile, Tainsy is under threat from Ben Dixon here. Ben Dixon going up the inside of the Aston Martin as he's made the move stick. It's not quite worked out for Ben Dixon just yet. But Ben Dixon does take it through Malmedy. Very nicely done.
That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
So
I mean, this is why we watched it. This is why we honestly watch it. I mean, that racing there on one of the most difficult parts of the track as well, where you have to get that second that right again, right. It's very hard, and for them to just do that switch and manoeuvre. I mean, Ben, those tyres are kicking in. I think those tyres, Gandalf's tyres, they're losing it. I think.
So he has one final obstacle ahead of him, the Alpine of Gandalf. And then he has 5 seconds to Alex behind, but we need to remember that Ben Dixon has the 3-second time penalty. So even if he does eventually overtake Alex, he has to make up another 3 seconds and try and drive a clean race. And this could throw a spanner in the works, because Sakuro finally lost it. Gandalf coming into the pits.
I'm not sure. Why did you pit there?
Oh, Eddie picks up a 5-second penalty for collision with Plum.
That's huge on Eddie. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, that will probably be removed because I think that was probably a not severe collision.
But everyone's going for the box here. Everyone. And Alex hasn't.
I don't think this will catch Alex out too much. But this has actually worked out quite well for Alord, who's in P3. Oh, we've lost you.
We've lost. So Sakuro sticking on the medium tyres.
I think, was that on purpose, Sakuro? What was going on there? Why did you stay on
The mediums, mate. Meanwhile, I need to try and figure out how to get Python back. Hello, Python, are you there?
Let's see, I need to...
Hello? Come on.
Oh, no, not Fako. Come on, you stupid thing.
It refreshed.
Okay.
Let me just find Fako and tell him to disregard. I don't know, maybe it would have sent him. Python, I think we have lost you. I don't see you. You're still in the Discord. He's gone. He's disconnected or something. So it's going to be just me for now. As Alex comes into the pits.
To bolt on a fresh set of intermediate tyres. Ben Dixon also into the pits. Alord, I would imagine, is going to pit as well. Nicely does it. Nice pit stop. Where is Alord? He's not coming in. He's staying out. Ooh. And that's actually going to turn this into a 1-2 for Red Bull. Ben Dixon is going to come out behind Gandalf. Nope, he's going to come out ahead. Okay. So, Allord, staying on the 9-lap-old Inters. His pace is probably not going to be great. Also, someone else who's staying on the old tyres is
Luca, 6-lap-old Inters.
We're going to be waiting a little while here, though, as we've got to wait for Monzarti to catch up with the
Tail on end of the field. Meanwhile, I'm going to see if I can get Python back. Where's he gone? Oh.
Hello.
Hello, did your internet go?
My internet went.
Oh dear. Right, okay. Is your
My
game still
internet-
on?
My game is on. I need to find a way back in.
Let's see. I'm gonna send you another invite if I can find you.
Just
It
so
says
I
you're
was
offline.
mixed up. Right, hang on then.
There's no hurry, as we're still waiting for Monzarti to catch up to the end of the field.
Allord has not stopped. He's on 9-lap-old intermediate tyres. Luca has also not stopped. He's on 6-lap-old intermediate tyres, so they, I would imagine, are going to be slower compared to everyone else. Who is
Did Alex box in the end?
Alex did box, yes.
Alex did, and has he stayed ahead?
He has stayed ahead. Allord is in P2, but he's on those old tyres.
Ben Dixon is in P3 ahead of Gandalf. And Tainty in P5.
I mean, it's looking quite, I'm looking at the stream, so I'm a little bit far behind. I mean, it's not looking good for a Lord, can I say? It's not looking good for him. He looks like a sitting duck. 9-lap-old tyres. That's going to be something that's going to be interesting to see how many places Lord can keep a hold of. He is basically a sitting duck. Which, going to be interesting, I think.
Right, let's see. I just sent you another invite, see if we can get you back in.
I've just had to relaunch my game, so give me 2 seconds.
Well, we've got one more lap of the safety car. We'll be racing again on lap 16, which will give us about 6 laps of racing remaining.
It's going to be so exciting.
It's going to be an all-out push to the line. There we go, we've got you back. Hopefully it doesn't try and put you in a car.
I mean, if it does, I think I would win this race. I am one of the best, I am, to be fair. I cannot say I'm not.
So, Alex
Has been more or less dominating this race. He got pole position. He's led more or less every single lap. And
he actually doesn't have the fastest lap, but he can still get it.
It's been nice, though, isn't it, for Alex? He's basically sat up, coffee or hot chocolate, whatever Alex likes, and he's just had to be consistent. He's just had to not crash. Oh Lord, now his teammate, he can hold back, or he can maybe hold back Ben Dixon. I mean, as long as Alex doesn't get a penalty, it's wraps, really, isn't it? It's wraps.
Yeah. And of course, if Ben Dixon does get past Alex, then all Alex has to do is keep within 3 seconds, and then he can take the win. But of course, he would rather take the win on track than rely on the penalties.
Oh yeah, it just makes it so much easier. There's none of that nonsense, no arguments. You've won.
So, safety car coming in this lap for the final
6 laps of
racing for these 13 drivers.
and it's basically a reset, a final sprint into the end. We'll see what people can do. How long can Allard keep Ben Dixon behind? What can Luca do on 7-lap-old Inters? And when is Alex going to take the start? He's already got a fair gap to his teammate, who's holding back.
So,
who's holding back?
Allard is 1.1 seconds behind Alex, and Ben Dixon is going to have to stay behind Allard.
It's just like Kevin De Bruyne, innit? He's just, the assist is there. Take the food.
And Ben Dixon, irritated, tries to go up the outside of La Source on Allard, but it hasn't quite worked out. And this is working perfectly for Alex. This is what Allard was born to do, to be a roadblock. But it's not going to last for much longer, I don't think. Both cars going to be using their ERS.
His mother looked at him
as well.
Gandalf.
He's going to go up the outside. Last of the late breakers. He gets it very nicely done.
Dirty dog. Ben Dixon. Oh my god, I haven't seen something clean like that since Flash Bang. Oh my word,
yellow Lord and Gandalf. Oh, a massive crash.
God.
We might get another safety car here.
I may have just seen clean like Flash Bang, but I've seen dirt like mud. That is insane.
We have another safety car, and that's gonna help Alex for a little bit longer, but now he doesn't have that buffer behind him.
Ben Dixon was actually catching Alex there. The gap was
1.5 seconds.
Gandalf will probably need a cigarette after that. He's been phenomenal for all this race. He's been up there fighting for the podiums, and to be taken out, you know, by a driver, you know, who we can say hasn't been there all the time. I think he'll have a few strong words to say.
Yeah, that will definitely be looked at in the FIA stewards room.
I mean, from my angle, I'm pretty sure a Lord took out Gandalf. I think he lost it as he went into turn 8, you know, and then sort of tried to correct himself just as he was trying to go back to turn 9, and then you turn right again. I think Gandalf tried to pip him, and a Lord wasn't having it. I think a Lord may have bit more than he can chew, and took out Gandalf, I want to say. But I want to see a review before I stamp my authority down.
I didn't catch the incident. I just saw the tail end of it.
Me too, to be fair. I literally just saw a Lord go across Gandalf. I feel for Gandalf because he's raced pretty nicely as Monzolotti, you know, goes in for another pit stop with a front wing damage. But
so Gandalf,
he held on to P2 for so long, and in the end, it was not to be. Meanwhile, it's looking like it's definitely going to be a wet end to this race, with the clouds seem to have got a little bit brighter, but the rain is still coming down. The weather is not going to change fast enough for slicks to be any factor here.
I mean, as now, this is the fourth or third safety car, of the session. I mean, every safety car, there seems to be someone taken out. Now, Coke and I think it was Coke and Kuru who got taken out on the last safety car. And now Gandalf and the Lords.
Coke caused the first safety car. Kuru caused the second. And this third safety car has been caused by Allard and Gandalf coming together.
And it, you know, the safety car is keeping all the cars together, so, you know, it's making the race exciting.
I'm wondering when racing will get back underway. It might get back underway for the next lap, which will be a 4-lap sprint. Well, we have to see.
Normally the safety car will cross the Sector 2 split, and
no, I don't think it's coming in yet. We're going to get another lap of safety car running. It's irritating. Especially because this is such a long lap.
I mean, what was it? 2 minutes under the safety car?
A bit more than that. Ugh. More like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, I think. We're currently on 2
right.
minutes 25.
Oh wow. I mean, this. I know I said I liked Spa, but not this much. You know,
It's a sightseeing tour at the
it
minute.
will be. Do you know what? I'm excited to see red flags come into the next year.
You could get a standing start again.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, a standing start. I think that it will cause a lot more crashes, though. I think the standing start. You know, the safety car, you can get away a bit quicker, but a standing start, more carnage, really.
Well, this should be the final lap of safety car running. It will give us 3 laps of just outright sprints to the end.
I'm so ready to see Alex, see what he does at the start. I'm ready for him to just shoot off and Ben Dixon to follow in his footsteps. You know, I mean, we can congratulate Luca already, really. You know, there's only one place for you not to get points.
He is, as it stands, champion. He does have to still finish at least P8. And his tyres are old, but not that much older than the tyres around him.
Can you know, one of the McLarens, can Biscuit nudge in there? Can Eddie, who, you know, has served now his time penalty, can he jump in?
I think the ones who would be most threatening Luca would be Eddie and Wagdy. They could potentially put him down to P8. But I don't see Biscuit overtaking Luca anytime soon.
But the thing is, Biscuit, he's got that dog in him. Do you know what I mean? I think people overlook Biscuit. Yeah, he's not a consistent driver, but I tell you what he has shown today, and that's heart. And the fact that he can drive. He hasn't had a penalty at all.
He's had a very clean race. I'll give him credit here. He's normally he's had 1 or 2 spins by now, but he's actually managed to keep it in PA.
I believe in Biscuit. I mean, I asked you before the race, and you said, you know, I said 3 seconds off the pace. That's not okay, and you went, this is normal from Biscuit. Biscuit today, I'm sorry, but he's proved you wrong. To be able to finish in points and have a chance, you know, at finishing above Wadji, I mean, who we have been gloating about this whole race, I believe in Biscuit.
Well, the safety car is on its way in now. Alex will be leading the field away again, but this time he doesn't have the safety of his teammate behind. Ben Dixon is going to be absolutely going for it as soon as the flag falls. But he's still got a lot of work to make up. He's going side by side.
Oh!
And that's Tainsy actually gets the pair of them! Tainsy into the lead! What a cheeky bugger!
Oh my word!
He loses out again. Ben Dixon going side by side. Ben Dixon into the lead.
Incredible! This is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen racing like this. As we head up, as now Ben Dixon leads, now Alex, now Tainty, then Plum, Sapphire, Luka Jovic, just behind.
Plum getting past Tainty.
Ben
Dixon losing out. Oh, there's contact, and Alex!
No!
Alex manages to keep it on the track. Credit where credit is due. That was an incredible recovery. Oh, there's more contact behind. Sapphire and Tainsy going side by side.
I'm not sure Ben Dixon has a slight bit of front wing damage because the way Alex came across, he landed on his front left wing. I'm not sure if he might have yellow or purple damage at least, I think, personally.
There's no visible damage that I can see, but given that he's pulling away by 1.1 seconds already now, I think Ben Dixon has
Alex
damage.
is more focused on the fact that Plum is there. You know, yes, second difference, but actually, has Alex got damage?
I don't know if Alex has damage. It's difficult to see. I don't see any shark bites in his wings.
but he just has to try and keep pace with Ben Dixon now. He's using a bit of his energy to catch up down the back straight here.
Can I just say, I want to see Tainty. I want to see that replay again. Tainty, that was incredible from the Aston Martin. You know, the British mechanics showing what the British can do.
It didn't work out quite so well for Tainty in the end, though. He was.
I mean that's the British way, isn't it? Really.
He briefly led,
half-assed it.
but now he's in P4, which is not where he wants to be. He's behind Plum, who has recovered relatively nicely. Meanwhile, Ben Dixon, 1.2 seconds ahead of Alex.
I mean, what? I don't think Ben Dixon
He's not pulling away as fast as he would like.
Alex has been able to quickly recover, and although the gap is sort of ebbing and
flowing, it's not growing by a substantial amount. As there's Tainty's gone round. Tainty has lost it at Malmedy.
No, Tainty has gone from hero to zero there. I don't think he was even fighting anyone.
He must have been fighting someone. I think he was fighting with Sapphire potentially, and we saw them coming together after the restart, and it could have been them coming together again.
Tell you what, the McLarens though, they have managed to turn it round. They qualified quite low. Sapphire. You know, Sapphire qualified quite high, but he had fallen. He did take a knock. And Biscuit and Sapphire, I tell you what, I don't know, but driver of the day.
Driver of the day for me is Sapphire.
I want to go Sapphire. Yeah, I think
he didn't even get a lap time on the board. He started last, 11 positions up. He was 15th at the beginning of this race. He is now 4th.
I would like to give my driver of the day to Sapphire. If I had to tip my hat to someone, it would be Sapphire and the McLaren.
Ben Dixon sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 152.499.
Although Ben Dixon has a shout, 6 places gained and lead the race.
However, he's still got to try and gain another 1.5 seconds on Alex, who is still pushing really hard. He's using more of his energy to catch Ben Dixon. Both of these drivers using much of their energy.
At this point, I'd be dumping all my energy at the moment. I'd be using 15, I'd be using most of it, 50% of it now, and try and build it up. I'd just be dumping right now. I wouldn't be faffing about if I was Ben. If I was Alex, ease it.
Yeah, he used enough of it to close that 1.5 second gap down to about 1.06 at one point.
But the gap is growing again, slightly.
But this is
I want to say Alex.
Ben Dixon going very wide at Pouhon. He got it all wrong there.
That's got to come into question, and if that becomes something big, that has to come into the thing. I think he made some time there.
It's definitely going to be a warning.
Plum falling though, and Sapphire might be able to actually jump Plum. If
Eddie and Luca keep fighting, then Sapphire will hold on to P4, because of course we forgot that he has a 3-second penalty.
Wadgy overtake Biscuit.
So as it stands, Sapphire.
Wait, actually, now that I look at
Luca picks up a 3-second time penalty, so Sapphire
could finish at least P5 here.
Wow, and Luca, Biscuit is in that 2.5 seconds. He could finish above Wadgy. He just needs to stay in that half a second.
It's coming down to the wire here as we are on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and the gap between Ben Dixon and Alex is the largest it's ever been. It's 2 seconds now. Ben Dixon has to gain 1 entire second over Alex. This is going to... my hairs are standing up on my arms. This is going to be... He's put in the fastest first sector of anyone, has Ben Dixon. The gap is now 2.2.
Wow.
Plum picks up a 3-second time penalty now.
Which now puts Sapphire into P3.
No, it puts leaves
Because
Sapphire
I'm
in
pretty sure
P4.
Plum has 6-second time penalty now. I think he has 6 seconds on his.
No, he has only 3.
Does he not?
Oh
Because
wait,
I'm
no,
pretty
he
sure...
does have 6 seconds. Oh, this could be crucial.
Come on, Sapphire!
Ben Dixon, meanwhile, though, is
He's not. Oh, he's getting it all out of shape through campus. The gap is stuck about 2.3, 2.4 seconds. I don't think he's going to do it. Even though he's just put in the fastest second sector as well.
Oh my
He's got
God.
half a second to make up. Can he do it through this final corner, this final sector? I don't think he can, unless he gets.
Alex is just
He's just put up another 3-second penalty. Ben Dixon is done. He has just lost. Alex is going to take the victory through the penalties, and I think that might actually put Sapphire into P2 potentially.
Sapphire in P3!
Sapphire onto the podium!
Come on, McLaren. I mean, for me...
Plum, with the penalties, is less than a 10th behind.
What a finale that was.
What a race. Still, it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate this race for you. For my first proper, F1 experience in this league. To commentate this race, I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure, I've got to say.
Yeah, we could have had a very boring race to commentate, but now you can see the sort of things we have here. There's our race winner.
Alex, he's griddying. It's a disappointment from me. Personally, get up there, collect your trophy, thank your gods, and jog on. That's what I would do.
I've just had a terrible thought. I don't think...
What's the terrible thought?
No, I thought for a minute that with this entire stream that I didn't actually have my my audio going. Why is the
Imagine.
window actually really small? That's not right.
Imagine.
Oh.
Imagine the whole time.
Unfortunately.
But that rounds off a brilliant race. Alex manages to keep on to it.
Ben
Dixon
P2, and he gets
the fastest lap as a consolation prize.
He did that right. Can I just say, Ben Dixon did that on a 2-stop strategy as well, right? And Sapphire, Plum, Eddie, and Luca and Widgie were all on a 1-stop.
And it should be noted that Luca is the champion now. Luca, we can absolutely categorically say Luka Jovic, champion. Luke also didn't take part, and Tainsy only finished P10. Luka Jovic cannot be overtaken.
Should we get him in here? Should we get him in here for an interview?
Oh, we can do.
I think we've got to get the champion in for an interview. I think that's got to be next on the agenda, is to get the champion of the Premier Formula Racing division. Is it the second season?
This is season 2.
Season 2. He's done very, very well. I'm very impressed by Luca. He's been consistent throughout the whole season. He's doubled down. He's made some good strategy calls. He's done well, and I have to congratulate a true champion there.
Right, give me 5 red lights. There we go. Right, so... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn the audio off for that. There we go. Right, so... Where is Luca? Sorry? Yeah. Well, they probably can hear me now, potentially, because they could be tuning in, so... Shall we come to They should be able to hear you too if they're watching the stream. Oh, that can't be right. Hello. We just gotta check something. Python, can you speak something? Hang on. Python, can you say something? That's not right, because you should be. I've turned your voice up all the way. So maybe something has gone wrong, because it might sound like I've been talking to myself this entire time. That would be such. That can't be right, because the Discord is all the way up. Hang on, hey. That is weird, because... So we've been this and... Oh, It could be because it's only capturing F122. And it's... Oh. Fuck off. I hate that it does the intro every time I try to switch this. So yeah, what it's doing is... Like, it's showing you on the in-game audio. Like, whenever you speak, it shows up on in-game audio. But then... I don't know. It's... This is something that we really should have done before the stream to... Oh, that is so irritating, because you've been a great commentator and no one can hear you. But I can vouch for the fact that Python has been doing a stellar job, and I recommend that he would be able to stay on for...
Like, I haven't even said a word yet. These boys could think my mic is shit by the end of the whole of
Oh
this.
my god. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been fun. I can't wait to watch it back.
No, definitely, man. No, we're excited to have you, man. For the
now
next
you can be
season and the
heard.
future.
Now I can be
Okay.
heard. Oh, my beautiful voice. My sexy British accent. You know, but I think, can Luca be heard now?
I think so, because... let me... Yeah, Eddie can hear Luca and you, so I'm just...
Luke,
We
speak.
are the champions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can hear him. So Luke, I wanna do a season review. So
Absolutely.
It's been a good season for you, hasn't it? Really, you haven't really had anyone fighting with you in the championship the past couple of races. A difficult race for you at the end, but some up Spa for us. What was going through your head there?
I think I obviously started from the back after my crash in qualifying, but my pace I feel like was really good.
What happened in the qualifying?
In qualifying, I just steamed it up Eau Rouge with cold tires at the start. Wasn't the best move, but no, honestly, it's been a good season. I mean, I feel like being able to clinch the title this early, it's not been mostly through my own performance. I feel like a lot of my rivals have been a bit inconsistent, and I feel
Yeah.
like consistency really won me this title at this
So
point.
who would you say has pushed you the most then?
Oh,
For you to be this consistent, someone's had to push you for you to because you've had some tricky calls to make throughout the season.
definitely. Alex, he's stepped it up. It seems like every weekend he finds some pace, he finds a way to get better. And that always keeps you on your toes. I mean, I was running ABS when this season started, right? And then
Mm.
I turned it off and got better because I saw the competition coming closer to me. So,
Yeah.
I'm like I said, it's about pushing all the time. When you see somebody catching up, you kind of gotta kind of try and put a hurdle in the way by turning off the ABS,
Mm.
try and give yourself a challenge. And it's ended up well, and I'm thankful for it, man.
I mean,
I'm
adjusting
excited
that
to head into the next
ABS,
game.
adjusting to that ABS, on the wet, in Spa, have you practiced in Spa on the wet with the
Oh
ABS
yeah,
on?
yeah. I've practiced in so many tracks on the wet.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but I've had a lockup or two, but I really,
Mhm.
once you find the limit of your car, I feel like personally, from what I've raced at, I feel like you can feel the absolute limit a little better when you
Yeah.
have ABS off. So in the wet especially, I feel like it's pretty advantageous. And I
Yeah.
think
Of course.
you saw other guys that had ABS off, like Ben Dixon. He was very quick this race, especially at the end. He
Mhm.
won, I think, on track by probably about 2 seconds or so. So, I
I
feel
mean,
like,
Ben Dixon pulled out a good performance. I mean, he's looking like he'll be staying for maybe next season as well. I mean, for for Ben to have racers like Ben Dixon and Alex, you know, you're obviously you're looking at them. Will they be battling alongside you next season? Do you see them as maybe a teammate, or do you want to keep them far distanced?
it's interesting. I'm talking right now to a couple people about teammate for next season, but a new game. It's a new game, new handling, everything. It's a fresh start for everyone. So
And
it's
there's
going to
also
be
new
interesting.
tracks as
New
well.
tracks as well.
Like is it Qatar that's been added?
Yeah, Qatar and Las Vegas. I've driven Qatar in a settled course. I find it to be
Yeah.
an amazing track to drive. I think
And
it's
what about your
fantastic.
feeling Las Vegas? I don't know if you're much of a gambling addict like myself.
I I'm not a
Do
street
you
circuit guy. I'll
you're
just
not?
be
No.
honest with you. No, I
I
really
mean,
don't. I don't enjoy the street tracks. I mean, I feel like these tracks like Spa,
hmm,
and Monza and Imola, those are special tracks. Those are iconic
yeah,
tracks. I feel like even you could put a street track, you could put as many bright lights, as many big buildings and
yeah.
skyscrapers around the track. The charm of a permanent circuit and not a street circuit, I feel like for me, it's
I
so
mean, of
good,
course. I
and I
mean,
feel like the racing's better as well.
for me, it wasn't about when I was driving. It wasn't more about the surroundings. It was basically how you felt in the car and the turns you were comfortable with. Once you that car and person then becomes one. It's quite hard for you to beat anything when it does become one. Do you know what I mean? When you feel the car,
Most definitely,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, exactly.
next season it's going to be quite hard. Especially as you say with the new handling. Do you think he'll be as quick next season?
I mean, I have good feeling. I mean, personally, I feel like one of the things I've done this game a lot, and I feel like it's brought me a lot of success, is I made my own setups for myself, and I feel like
Yeah,
when you make the own setups for yourself for your driving style, that can really help you get that extra 2, 3 tenths over the rest.
yeah.
And that's, I'm gonna carry that into the next game. It's gonna be interesting though. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen. We could have someone else dominating in a month from now. Who
Yeah.
knows? Like it's for
I
me,
mean,
I'm just excited to see what's next. And honestly, this game it's not been the best one to drive, the most entertaining one. So I'm
yeah.
just looking to turn the page.
I mean, it's looking. I mean, we got some wind. Well, I think. Well, your main commentator still. He got wind about how you couldn't adjust your setup for Spa or something. Was that true?
Oh, for this, because obviously I think I had my game disconnected me in the loading screen
Yeah.
after quali after I was spectating. I still had the same setup. I was driving quali with a wet setup regardless, so it
Oh
was
right.
fine.
Okay.
It was
That
fine
was
for me.
okay then.
Problem was, obviously I missed the first 2-3 corners, which I feel like in a wet race, especially at Spa with a really slow first corner, it's
Yeah.
a big opportunity to make up some positions.
Yeah, well, I thank you very much. I don't have many questions myself. I don't know if Still has any questions. I don't know if he's there still.
All right, man. Yeah, thanks
All
for the
right, well,
interview, guys.
yeah,
Take
thank you very
care.
much. I mean, if Alex can join, if possible, if you can get
Yeah,
Alex
have a
in.
look.
You're better at the questions than me, mate.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. I mean, yeah.
We can get Alex in.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Luke, he had a very good race, as he said there. You know, having the wet weather, being able to adjust, your own setup, it brings you and the car a lot closer together. And I think, with the equal machinery, that's where you're looking to take advantage, I think. Personally.
I can't argue with that.
Well, no, Alex doesn't want to do an interview.
Doesn't.
So,
Fair
no.
enough.
But yeah, that's everyone, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, well, I think we still need to figure out those issues for next week. So I think after this we can sort of test that out.
Not on the PFR stream, however. For that is it for this week, everyone. Join us next week, where hopefully you'll actually be able to hear Python for a bit more than just 5 minutes.
Yeah, that would be great.
That was I don't know why that didn't work. It's anyway.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Thank you for watching and listening to just me, I guess.
Wait, no. To be fair, I think they could hear me during the race.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we'll watch it back. We'll watch it.
We'll
back.
have to.
It'll be funny.
But yeah, see you next week, everyone, for the finale, the final race on F122, when everyone can uninstall the moment the race ends.
I mean, still, you're gonna be commentating for that race, aren't you?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that would be good. I mean, I hope I'm joined by you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Being able to commentate alongside to learn from the best.
I always say I'm not the best. I don't know why people call me the best. I'm not David Croft by any means.
No, you're... I don't know. I don't know any others. You're John Motson. There we are.
Okay.
Anyway, see you all next week, everyone, for Abu Dhabi. Until then, have a good one. It's good night from me.
And good night from me.
Take
care, guys.
Thank you for watching. Good night.